Hello everyone, this is Scott from DailySolution.com. Today, 2015, I guess I'm going to have to restart the common debate, mostly because it's fun, and I just like always giving new opinions on old topics. I even do it with some reviews. I'll go back. It's why I always try to do the version of them. I got a lot more installed. I've updated my website. I've just got to change this and add some more things to my header, but minor things, adding advertisements and widgets, minor things that need to be done, but that's not what I want to talk about. Actually, again, I like talking about Adblock, not just because I want to come across this like money or anything. I just wish I enjoyed the topic. I enjoy the debate of it. I actually enjoy debating. I love having the conversation of it. That's just who I am. I love going into an intellectual conversation with them. And I stumbled across a video, of course, and it was called Keeping It Real Adblock by Optic Midnight, who is part of the Optic team of Call of Duty, and they're a really good team, but that's besides the point. And I like going through the comments because even though I don't reply to them directly through my account, I like to give my input on them as if I were. And I want to just point out some of the really rude things. And even if you don't agree with advertisements, you don't have to agree with anything that I point out. But you have to admit that these guys are just flat out like jerks. And here's one of them. Where it is. No one is going to keep ads because a couple of YouTubers can keep getting money from their gaming videos. Really? You're watching them. You searched for them. You're watching their video. And everybody has rants over it. And you don't need to rant over it. It's just trying to get people to understand. 12 ads on this place. And a lot of them are just saying it's that lead me to use this blocker. Money whore and wasting your life. They're making money from doing something they enjoy. If you call that, anywhere you call that either being a bad person or they're just living life wrong, I don't understand. They're making a living off doing something what they want. That is actually something we should all strive for. Instead, people who typically are in jobs or positions that they don't enjoy tend to give off this aroma, well, I don't care about yours because mine's so crappy and I have to work a lot of this. That's just not how it works. And this one, the difference between ads you see on the internet and you see in different medium, it's called malvertisements. It would be if the same if you were talking in the street and you saw an ad out of nowhere, someone jumped out and punched you in the face and dumped a bucket of paint on you. Malvertisements is a really, really bad way to say it. Typically we call them adware. Adware is typically a piece of software that you install and it displays advertisements within your browser. Malvertisements, it doesn't sound correct, but the point is it's malware advertising. Meaning if I have a malicious program that I create and I disguise it in a video of an advertisement, typically you would expect it to get through, but this isn't true. Most advertising networks, Google included, actually follow through and they scam their advertisements with antivirus. Even smaller networks such as Epic Game Ads, which is for ad networks, for little ad networks for arcade sites, CPM Star, another one for gaming type sites, entertainment type sites, they all scan it through antivirus engines. They really do. VirusTotal actually has become a very prominent tool today. People use it all the time because it works. It scans them beforehand. People are using outdated arguments. Most advertising is not malicious. Very few are. Typical networks that I see distributing malware are ones that are on poorly made sites. Typically pop-ups are the big deal. Typically pop-ups are a big deal, and typically pop-unders is when you click and an advertisement shows up in another tab. Those are typically, you'll come across those as being malicious. Sometimes they're not. I've actually used Epic Game Ads and I've tested their pop-unders and I didn't find them malicious. It took me to a gaming website for League of Angels, I believe, and I wasn't going to play that game because it looks really dumb to me, but I found no malicious code with their advertisements. And here we go. I'm sorry if you're losing money. You did not ask for my custom and gave your service freely. YouTube should be offering a way to get content, specific ads, i.e. game, software, guns, but most likely I will see makeup or cleaning products. This is one of those things that people are not going to enjoy. They don't want advertisements tracking them, and they don't want advertisements that are irrelevant. Here's the fundamental problem with that. If they don't track, they'll have no idea what your interests are. If they do it by the video and you really don't want to see it, how are they going to do it for generic videos of a cat video? Catnip? Who's going to want to watch catnip? If I'm a gamer and I watch a funny cat video, I want to see some guns and I want to see the next Call of Duty or Battlefield. That's what I want to see. But people don't want that, so we run into an issue. Once they start bombarding people with ads, I use Adblock because I don't want to view 5+ ads on a page or redirect without permission. It's not the problem with advertisements, and I'm actually going to run a test on my website through GT Matrix. GT Matrix is a speed test. It allows you to see the content that's on someone's page and how quickly it loads. It allows you to see the elements that are on there, including advertisement scripts and all the items on there. It allows you to see the actual page size. This is great for testing, and it allows you to just get a first-hand view. As we can see, my page is 594 kilobytes on the initial load. This doesn't count images. When images are fully loaded after the lazy loading is done, then it would be a little bit more. I integrated lazy loading for two reasons. It makes it faster, and it makes it to where you're not using as much of your internet. When you scroll down the page, you will not. If you don't scroll all the way to the bottom, why should I show you the the images that are at the bottom? That wastes your loading time, and it wastes your internet. But I want to look and I want to show cacheable, browser cache. When a browser caches a piece of content, it simply keeps it there for a while. Everything typically has a browser caching, or it expires. When it'll expire and be useless, it has to be overwritten. Even advertisements do this. Google Ads do have a cache. Leverage browser caching. Even things on this. The CDN, this is used for stats. It has the 3 days, 5 days. Typically, advertisements are actually kept in your cache, which would come across as strange. But the actual JavaScript behind it's kept in the cache to, one, improve the load time of the page, and two, not to use your internet. Whenever you go to a website and you download something, it's going to load into your cache. The browser is going to cache it or keep a static one based on what the website tells it. If I tell it to cache it forever, it will stay in there until you delete it, or I force it to purge the cache and I set a different header. So you will get an advertisement and the script will be saved. All those little advertisement scripts and cookies are actually saved by your browser when they visit on there. So the actual script, I don't know why it's not showing up right now. It's actually really light. It's about, at the most, 100 kilobytes for one advertisement. Now you'll be saying, that's a lot. Typically, that's not a lot. 150 to 100 kilobytes for one advertisement. But keep in mind, if there's 3 different advertisements on the page, they're all loading the exact same script. The same script is being loaded, just in a different form, and it's being queried back to the database to display a different advertisement. The only things that are changing are the images and the content that it's showing. So whether it's an image, a video, those type of deals are changing, but the actual script itself, which is the main bulk of it, is actually staying behind. In fact, Google has their entire size limits for advertisements on there. And typically for Flash, the biggest advertisements that you'll ever get for banners is about 40 kilobytes. The JavaScript added on, though, can go to 150. People have the one-sided view on this. They're saying, you're taking my internet, but you're also taking theirs. You go to the website, and you're taking the bandwidth. YouTube does not make a lot of money for Google. It simply does not. It is expensive to run. It takes a lot of expensive hardware to keep it going. Just gonna have to put that out there. So whenever you connect to a server, you're downloading the page. So my page, which was 500 kilobytes, you're downloading that from my server onto yours. The bandwidth is shared. You're taking the same amount of information from my server that it's giving for you in terms of the content that's on there. So if I have content on another server like Flickr, then you're obviously going to be getting that information from Flickr. So Adblock creators are asking for money to help advertisement. Product that blocks advertisements. It sounds like the creators are being very arrogant. Hypocritical indeed. Because there are ads everywhere. You can't click a video without wasting another 12 seconds per minute on a YouTube video you spend. However, I don't like to spend. I actually enjoy watching videos. I will listen to music and I will watch videos on pretty much all day. And I never used ad blocker. The only time I've used ad blocker was strictly for testing when it was announced in 2014, I believe, that Google had paid AdBlock Plus to whitelist their sites. And they were. But that's besides the point. They're just, I don't know. People are not doing this. You earn good income doing something super easy and fun. I see why you want that. It makes sense. Why should I care? You can't. I don't get that part. I guess it's akin to jealousy in a way. Maybe with this isn't a job. I don't wish you ill, but I consciously choose not to support someone making a good living off this activity. People doing this as a hobby. All good. Thinking they'll get rich. Adblock activated. You asked that why. So that's really stupid. That is a job. People put time. Angry Joe, his reviews, he's got a respectable channel size. He's definitely not PewDiePie, but he has so much work that goes into his reviews. It takes a lot of video editing. People misunderstand it because they're behind a computer screen, but these are the same people that are basically getting the corner offices at companies because they're doing tasks that you don't know how. People get that corner office for doing anything on a computer that you don't know how to do. It's actually the reverse of what he said, and it's jealousy. Advertisements are not that bulky. It's a good thing. I don't want to see an internet where there are no advertisements. I really don't. See, people keep posting that, and it's just, oh, here we go. YouTube is never meant to be a full-time job. It is. It is a full-time job. It is a real job. They're making money off it, doing what they like. YouTube used to exist perfectly fine without ads. Yeah, but they wouldn't survive as a company. That's really pathetic logic. YouTube has grown to be the video site. Whenever you want a video, it's coming from YouTube 9 times out of 10. Unless you're on CNN, the only reason they do that is to cut out the middle guy and sell their own advertisements. Now they can't do that. If they did, they would just lose money. People who get ads forced on them don't even look at them. That's not true. And people get the advertisements just for them being there. Cost per click, or CPC, is commonly used to describe the amount of money that's made whenever someone clicks an ad. So if you click this, I will get a cost per click. I will get a certain dollar amount when you click an advertisement. By viewing it, though, you get something called cost per mile. CPM is cost per mile, and it's the amount of money that's generated per 1,000 views of that advertisement. That's where the bulk of the money comes from. Just from you being here, this advertisement is probably going to get noticed. You don't even have to look at it, but they still get revenue. So this is, again, really bad. Rude. Rude. Wow. Reported. Just because that's, yeah. I just do that because there's people like that. I don't know. The advertising is to make people who don't use AdBlock aware of its existence. Actually, a smart idea despite the ignorance of anti-AdBlock users. The funny thing is all the idiots stream. I will say this right now, and I'm not just saying it for content creators, I'm just saying it right now. If we took away every single advertisement on the internet, YouTube would need to go away. I'm sorry, but it is too expensive. It simply is. Every ad-supported website would go away. YouTube, Dailymotion, Google. Every one of the large tech companies that are trying to progress and make life easier would be gone. Antivirus companies that are also tech companies like Qihoo, Baidu, Tencent, ones from China, they would also be gone. She is creating something. People are watching. People are entertained. That's no different than going to a ball game. It's just rude how people are to others over this topic. Well, from what I heard, YouTube is able to pull a Hulu if you use Adblock and can't watch videos. They're right. They could, but they don't. YouTube, even I could say, if you're using Adblock, redirect it. There was another company that did the exact same thing. Was it the Huffington Post? There was a company, content publisher, who for 12 hours made every Adblock user redirect to somewhere else. You don't deserve any money. Unfortunately, I don't think it matters. You're getting entertainment. That's the thing. Free entertainment. That's why you watch YouTube videos, to entertain or to learn. That's what I don't understand. Or maybe just to, well, music is still entertainment. I'm gonna go see. There's hate. People are hating others for doing something that they can't. YouTube will surely be. YouTube has not implemented it. In fact, you Google nor YouTube is actually even in the process of creating something to redirect it like a Hulu. The main reason is because it's rude to the user. You would hope that I might be. See, here's the problem though. They don't want trackers. Tracking. I allow advertisements to track me. I typically delete my browser history, but I keep the cookies. I keep the history. I delete history, basically anything on CCleaner that's not relating to me being logged in. So that way it keeps everything clean. YouTube over to 8-10 ads is really just too much. There's 2 ads. The hint with YouTube, there's 1 ad in here, and they're all controlled by the content publisher. If I publish a 30-minute video, a 30-minute to an hour-long video, I can put intervals of advertisements every 7 minutes and 50 seconds. And those are when you see the gold little ticks in the video. Those are different advertisements that are placed accordingly to the publisher settings. They play 1 in the beginning if they enable it. They want to allow 1 over here, and they always display 1 in the right sidebar. That's how it's always been. There's not 20 advertisements. So it is their right to make money off gaming or keeping other people from making a living off YouTube just because they probably have more fun. By the way, no. See. Commentators that complain about not making enough money or not getting enough views shouldn't post on YouTube. The con community is already oversaturated with people trying to get big. I think it's right for YouTubers to get paid for making videos because it's like making shows. I mean, think about it. If the YouTubers didn't get paid, then what would be the whole point of making? Literally, YouTube would be gone. Google would be gone. Probably Apple would not even be as big as they are. If all forms of advertisement were gone, then there would be an issue. People don't want to pay for something, but they don't want to use the only free method either. And when they try to say that it's wrong, which it technically is, they get angry. I'm not saying that it's right or it's wrong. I personally don't think it's right for you to do so. But I'm saying in today's age, I've explored advertisements. I've explored like about almost 100 different antivirus programs. I've tested them. I've tested ad networks across the age. I know the IAB settings and the requirements for advertisements. I know them, and I know that I know that's why it's okay. Have I thought about it? Yes. There was one time that I thought about using it. It was from Komodo, and they used PrivDog, and PrivDog was really stupid. Komodo is not that impressive as it used to be. They make a good firewall, but everything else, not so much. The main thing is if you had the same knowledge that others do about it, then you would understand why it's not that big of a deal. You guys who are so aggressive over it, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just trying to simply say that one, don't hate others. That's not right. They shouldn't be telling her to kill herself or to get a real job or all this. See, I would rather pay $15 a month. Well, really, they have paid they had paid channels now. YouTube actually implemented them, and yeah, it's $15 a month is not going to pay for it. It's not. How do you split the money? How do you determine who gets what? Is it by views? How are you paying them? Does it fluctuate by the amount of people that are subscribing? If we were doing it just to subscribe to YouTube? Everyone's being rude. Everyone is being rude. This is the problem right now. People who are clearly just rude and idiots. They're clearly, I'm apologizing, I'm gonna have to apologize for saying that they're idiots, but clearly they have no knowledge of the conversation, and that they're not thinking. That even if you don't want to agree, just say, I don't agree with you, and I probably never will, but that doesn't give you the right to hate them. And when they do, it's just bad. This is just pathetic. This is the problem. Is people are just rude and they're hating over something so petty. Why can't people disable it on these sites? Why couldn't Adblock say, wow, we should be pushing for better advertisements, cleaner advertisements, pushing them away from bad sites? Why isn't Google saying if they're using blah 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 advertisements from a poor network that is clearly distributing malware? They do that. Safe search catches literally hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of web pages every day that are distributing poor advertising, and it docks them. Pages that are banned, you get that red warning on Chrome. They typically derank them in search engines to almost near to the poorest of the poor, or the least specific. That's why when you search something like all over your keyboard and they come up, they're typically targeted and they give you crappy advertisements. It's just pathetic. Really pathetic. Oh, look, you have 100% video game content mainly from the Xbox 360. The police. Wow. Really rude. You blatantly show your incompetence with all those ad hominems and assumptions, idiot. First of all, that's wrong. It's rude. It's also not ad hominem. But people always think that because there's a logical fallacy such as ad hominem, or one that's meant to attack the other person, that their argument's invalid. The biggest thing that you can ever do with a logical fallacy is to never assume because someone commits a logical fallacy that their point isn't valid. Whenever you do that, you already have lost. Here we go. There are people willing to sit for 36 hours to buy the new Call of Duty, but they won't sit through a 30-second advertisement. YouTube should be done for free because you enjoy making videos. YouTube already have paid channels, but I would never pay for that. See? They would never pay for them, and they want them to be free. There's no way. It wasn't until late 2013, I believe, that YouTube barely makes money because it's just too expensive. But Google keeps it, and do you know why? If Google lost YouTube, they would lose one of the most important parts of the internet. YouTube is literally one of the most important things, not even on the internet, in our lives. So much information is contained on YouTube. So much can be learned, so much that you can enjoy, have entertainment, so much music that you can listen to. So much thought and debate and so much interest is there. People don't. She's an entertainment like sports. What? See, that's another thing. It's entertainment. On tops, the signs in the bottom. No. And they don't. They have one on the side, the ones in the video. As make my HD videos lag. That's why I use Adblock. Just like, that's not true. Typically, here's what happens when an HD video lags. It has nothing to do with the advertisement. Typically, the advertisement doesn't even refresh. If you go on a site where there's a long list of content, like 9gag, or ones where you have advertisements, you'll see them reload, and you'll see that little reloading bar at the top. They're set to reload after a certain interval, and the reason for that is it resets so they get another impression. They do that for sites that have a lot of content. Well, a lot of content that goes down, so when they scroll the infinite scrolling, they refresh them so they get another hit. That way, because you're viewing more than one content on the, well, not one more content, you're viewing another piece of content on the page. See, if you use Adblock, you don't have to pay to watch YouTube, Downey, and the example is because I don't use it. People are stupid. See, why should people have to get what you define as a real job? Is this my real job? No. Even if I was like them, I would want a real job. Well, I guess they're the commenters' ideal of a real job. Mostly just because it's interesting. You can learn. Get a job, stop sitting around playing Call of Duty expecting people to watch your videos. What's this guy new? Has 2 videos. People are stupid. You can say it's ad hominem. I will fight you on this if you really wish to try. But the fact is I know everything about them. I know the procedures. I know how the advertisements are saved. Do advertisements that are malicious get through? Yes. I believe even Yahoo at one point had distributed it for a couple. Was it minutes or was it a couple hours? They caught it, shut it down. There's quality control. They do it. They protect their users. If you want to protect yourself, get a decent antivirus. If you want to stop your videos from being laggy, learn how to optimize your PC. That's all I have to say about that. 2015, major changes, more reviews, more written content. Now that it updated, I got something that I actually enjoy using, and I want to do the redesign. I'm going to be pushing for a lot more reviews on the site, pushing for a lot more content, pushing and pushing and pushing. 2015 will be a big year, and I hope it's all, I'm a little late for that. But I hope not all of you have failed your New Year's resolution, but yeah. So thank you very much for watching.